To receive credit for a certificate of completion for ticket dismissal and/or an insurance discount, you must complete the registration process at WirelessDefensiveDriving.com as required by the Texas Education Agency. You may continue to access this information for entertainment purposes only, but unless you register, you will not receive credit or a certificate for insurance or ticket dismissal.
The following presentation is brought to you by WirelessDefensiveDriving.com.
Welcome back, everyone. If you took some time off between the first chapter and now, it will be applied to your break time. So let's get started. Panel, is everyone back and ready for action?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's make this happen.
Okay, then, panel. Answer this. What can a defensive driver do to avoid crashes?
He or she can stay alert and keep his or her eyes moving so that he or she can keep track of what is happening around him or her at all times. Wow, it can be exhausting to be politically correct.
Good thoughts, though. Tony, what else?
Look for trouble spots developing all around them.
Right, Tony. Also, they should have a plan of action if the other driver does the wrong or unexpected thing.
Everybody also needs to know that the law requires drivers to protect each other from their own mistakes.
And this isn't just a Texas problem. Mr. Raffone, can you tell us what the national statistics are like?
I sure can. In 2012, there were 33,561 people killed in motor vehicle crashes in the United States. This represents an increase of 3.3% from the 32,000 killed in 2011.
Well, that sounds like the numbers are rising.
Yes, 2012 also saw an increase in motor vehicle crash injuries from 2.22 million in 2011 to 2.36 million in 2012. This is the first significant increase in injuries since 1995. There were also 351 more passengers killed in 2012 than 2011. The first increase for this category since 2002. Deaths in passenger cars increased 2.1%, and in light trucks, 1%.
I read that motorcyclist fatalities increased in 2012 to 4,957, accounting for 15% of total fatalities for the year. Injured motorcyclists increased dramatically by an estimated 12,000 in 2012.
Wow.
Seat belts, anyone?
States without motorcycle helmet laws had 10 times more motorcycle fatalities, 1,858, than states with universal helmet laws, 178. Helmets save lives.
He ain't lying. Although most age groups had increased fatalities in 2012, the 10 to 15-year-old group saw a decrease of 3.9%, and the 16 to 20-year-old group decreased by 5.7%. There were 0.5% fewer fatalities over age 74 in 2012. All other age groups increased.
So under 20-year-olds and over 74-year-olds all decreased in car deaths. So more 21 through 73-year-olds died? Well, that puts me in the...
Oh, Kathy, you still have a year before you have to worry.
For which age group?
Tony?
You better watch it, Tony. Males have consistently comprised about 70% of motor vehicle fatalities for decades, so you have no room to talk. So the general trend in overall fatalities has been downward. Any areas increasing?
And you said you're not good at math. Pedestrian and motorcycle fatalities have shown an upward trend. 7% increase for motorcycles and 6% for pedestrians.
I was just being modest. One more stat. The number of injured people experienced the first significant increase since 1995. In 2012, there was an increase of 145,000 more people injured in motor vehicle crashes than in 2011.
But still, overall, the trend is down for fatalities. That's pretty impressive. What do you think is causing the difference? People are surely not getting smarter.
It's mostly equipment. In 2012, about 284 lives 4 and younger were saved by child restraints like car seats. Over 12,174 people over the age of 5 were saved by seat belts, and airbags saved over 2,213 lives of people who were 13 or older.
I guess that's worth getting my blouse wrinkled.
Well, let's don't forget motorcycle helmets.
Has it all been about protective gear?
Well, no. 525 lives were saved in minimum age drinking laws, and an additional 3,031 lives would have been saved in 2012 if all unrestrained passenger vehicle occupants age 5 and older involved in fatal crashes had worn their seat belts.
Something else that's had an impact, no pun intended, is life-saving technology in cars like electronic stability control, or ESC.
So, if he says ESC, don't think he's trying to escape.
Oh, well, lots more drivers are escaping with their lives, and thank you for that setup, Cappy. It's been estimated that if all light vehicles on the road were equipped with ESC, 5,300 to 9,600 lives would be saved each year, and from 156,000 to 238,000 injuries would be prevented.
So, seat belts, airbags, and electronic stability control are making driving safer. Young drivers involved in fatal crashes have continued to decline every year since 2005. Let's go eat.
Not so fast. Unfortunately, motorcycle fatalities have continued upward.
Well, why are younger driver fatalities dropping?
Maybe the bad drivers are dying off.
Oh, girl, you are cold.
Who knows? Well, maybe she's got a point. We like to think this course is helping, but there's something else. Experts think the economy may actually have something to do with it. The number of unemployed youth in July 2013 was 3.8 million, compared with 4 million a year ago. So the risk of getting into a dangerous situation is reduced when traveling to a place of employment.
And those who were lucky enough to have a car are working harder to keep them running, maybe, by driving just a little bit more carefully.
More people working, less idle time, fewer people on the road, and fewer people out on the weekends, or at night just cruising around, or driving across town to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chuck, cars are getting safer, but people are still dying on the road. Why is that?
Yeah, if cars have more safety features, what are the causes of people dying?
Well, the National Safety Council, NSC, issued a report stating that in 2012, direct costs attributed to car accidents rose to $276 billion. The costs include wage and productivity losses, medical expenses, administrative expenses, the employer costs, and property damage. So why are people having so many wrecks? Well, it's time to find out. Welcome, panelists, to the portion of our show we like to call Best Guess. I'll give you the clues, and you try to tell me the everyday situation that's going to cause this driver to crash. Are you ready?
Okay, hold on a second. Wait a minute now. What do we have to do to win then?
Okay. Just listen. You'll catch on. Mike is driving down the road.
Oh, look, there's a wireless defensive driving billboard. Kids, settle down back there and stop teasing your sister. Where's my iPhone? Whoa, did you see what that driver just did? Kids, don't make me come back there.
Distraction. She's going to have a wreck because of all the distractions.
Tony, you have 10 points on the board.
Yes!
And here's another driver.
Oh, man, I'm so tired. I cannot get out of bed this morning. I can't believe I was up till 3 in the morning studying for midterms. If I could just rest for a minute.
Being stupid.
No.
Maybe I should get some coffee. Why is traffic so bad? It's early. Doesn't anybody work until 5 o'clock anymore?
Oh, being tired. He's going to crash because of fatigue.
And Kathy's on the board.
All right, I've got the hang of this now. Move over, everybody. I'm on a roll.
Atta girl.
As a matter of fact, driving while fatigued accounts for nearly 20% of all automobile incidents.
Yeah, we got that one. Okay, come on, next driver, I'm behind.
Okay, here's Mike.
Why am I about to crash? Oh, man, I'm so glad that frickin' chicken was open. I'm starved. Where's that packet of wavy gravy?
Being stupid.
Not quite.
Why did someone text me when I'm driving? I'll just take a quick look. I should call Susie Q, see if she wants to go out this weekend. Hey, it's almost time for Car Talk. What station was that on?
I don't know how to say it. Stuff we shouldn't be doing, like eating or talking on a cell phone. How about non-driving stuff? Non-driving activities.
Is right for 10 points.
All right, Judy.
Good job, Judy. Now, here's our fourth driver who's headed for disaster.
Gee, it's a little bit slippery out today, and this thin film of ice on my windshield's making it really hard to see. I wonder if I should have waited until tomorrow.
Being stupid.
How many times is Judy going to call me stupid? Okay, that guy ahead of me is driving way too slow. I'll just go around him. So long, slowpoke. Wait, I'm starting to skid.
Oh, it's the weather. Dangerous weather conditions are the fourth cause of crashes.
That is exactly right, Tony. Drivers take off when it's pouring down rain or the streets are slick with ice or snow. Then they drive too fast and aggressively.
Or like Farmer Jones on the way to the market at about 10 miles per hour. Isn't that just as dangerous?
Being unreasonably timid is dangerous too, yes. Okay, next bad driver.
Man, I shouldn't have had that last shot, but I'm sure I'm fine.
Me in the 70s.
Drunk driving, easy.
This is the first part, but let Mike complete the clue.
How can I go on without her? I should have had 2 more shots. Who does she think she is, anyway?
Man, I don't know. Relationships. Booze and relationships don't mix.
Being depressed, being alone.
And this is all part of it. But what's the bigger picture?
It's something like being impaired, like driving under the influence of booze or alcohol, or when you've gotten some really bad news, like the IRS wants to have a friendly chat.
You are absolutely right, Tony. These states of mind can make drivers take risks they might not otherwise take, like speeding or driving aggressively. Incidents involving drunk drivers account for 1/3 of all traffic-related deaths in the country each year.
So let's see. We have distractions, fatigue, non-driving activities, weather, and being impaired. Out of those 5, I got 3 answers.
Right. Even if you can't count.
All right, go Tony. So that was the national information, right? What about Texas? How do we stack up?
Well, there were 37 states with more motor vehicle fatalities in 2012 than 2011. Texas had the largest increase with 344 additional fatalities. In 2012, 1,507 motor vehicle traffic fatalities occurred within urban, suburban areas.
That surprises me. I would think more wrecks would happen downtown than on a farm-to-market road.
The fatality rate in Texas roadways for 2012 was 1.41 deaths per 100 million vehicle miles traveled. Now, this is a 9.3% increase from 2011.
Sounds like Texas is on the increase with the rest of the nation.
Yeah, afraid so, Kathy. Texas experienced an increase in the number of motor vehicle traffic fatalities. In 2012, death toll of 3,399 was an increase of 10.82% from the 3,067 deaths recorded in 2011.
So let's look at the big picture. In 2012, fatality rates on Texas roadways were how many?
Well, it was 3,399 as an increase of 10.82% over 2011.
I have some facts and figures here. Listen, there were 63,610 serious injury crashes in Texas in 2012, resulting in 87,087 people having a serious injury.
I've got some of my own here. In rural areas, the number of fatalities accounted for 55.7% of the state's total. There were 1,862 deaths in rural traffic crashes.
Whoa, so how many deaths in rural traffic crashes?
1,862.
And how many people were killed in 2012 in crashes in intersections or having something to do with intersections? This is going to be me someday. I cannot handle four-way stops. My mind always wanders, and I don't remember whether I was here first or last, and I don't know when it's my turn.
Well, you should pay attention.
No.
In 2012, 838 people were killed in intersections or related to an intersection.
Great. Now I'm even more nervous.
Head-on crashes.
533 people died.
What day in 2012 had no deaths on it at all? Do you know the date?
Well, there were no deathless days in Texas roadways in 2012.
Oh, I'm calling a cab.
All right, panelists, here's a trivia question for you. What was the single deadliest day for traffic crashes in 2012?
New Year's Eve.
4th of July? All those men rushing to the firecracker stand so they can blow something up.
April 15th, everybody rushing to the post office or leaving the country.
Well, you would think it'd be a holiday, but it's just a random day. Sunday, July 22, 28 people were killed in traffic crashes. By the way, July was the deadliest month overall with 309 people killed.
See, told you, 4th of July. I knew it. Men and explosives.
Here, Judy, read this.
Based on reportable crashes in 2012, one person was killed every 2 hours and 35 minutes, one person was injured every 2 minutes, 17 seconds, and one reportable crash happened every 75 seconds. Man, it's a good thing you traffic offenders are taking this course. That is scary.
No kidding. More facts with which to bore your friends and influence people. Of all persons killed in vehicles that had seatbelts in 2012, 45.4% were not wearing seatbelts when the fatal crash occurred.
It says here 230,506 people were injured in car wrecks in 2012.
That's right. And there were 467 motorcyclists, operators, and passengers killed in 2012. 52% of motorcyclists killed were not wearing helmets at the time of the crash.
Dudes, don't be a moron. Put on your helmet.
And more bad news. 481 pedestrians were killed in 2012, which is a 13.2% increase than the year before.
More people bought it on bikes in 2012. 56 people died, and that's a 19.1 increase from the year before.
That is not good.
Nope. In 2012, there were 1,099 people killed in car wrecks where a driver was under the influence of alcohol. That's 32.3% of all people killed in any crash.
What about days of the week or times of day? Were most of these during happy hour?
Well, in 2012, more DUI alcohol crashes were reported in the hour between 2 and 2:59 a.m. than any other hour of the day. And more alcohol-related wrecks happen on Sunday than any other day of the week. Okay, panel, so we've dealt with some facts and figures about car crashes. Now let's talk about the 5 main factors that contribute to all motor vehicle crashes in the state of Texas. Now, this is according to the Texas Department of Safety, by the way. They have guys who sit around and figure out stuff like this. Anybody have a guess what the first factor is? It has to do with speed.
Well, surely it can't be as easy as driving too fast.
That's part of it, Tony.
Surely it's not driving under the speed limit?
Both of you are actually right. People who drive on freeways or expressways, either too fast or too slow, are a major hazard. Also, sometimes drivers may be abiding by the posted speed limit, but because of weather or traffic conditions, they should be driving more slowly. Okay, what's the second one?
People who don't know where they're going and change lanes 100 times.
Well, good, Judy, but not yet.
Trying to dig around in your purse while you're at the wheel.
Putting on makeup.
Texting.
Men shaving.
I saw a woman shaving while driving.
You've seen a woman shaving while driving?
What?
I don't want to know.
It's really all those things, but wait, you saw a woman shaving in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What was she at? No, never mind. I don't want to know. Don't. Thank you for that image. I'll never get rid of that. No, it's driver inattention.
I was going to guess that. Driver inattention, I mean. Now, is it people who don't know where they're going and change lanes 100 times?
That's right, Judy. Failure to drive in a single lane.
Yes.
Number 4, anyone?
It has something to do with stop signs or stop lights.
Close. But actually, it's failure to yield right-of-way while turning left. We're going to discuss the right-of-way a lot throughout this course. The 5th leading contributing factor to all crashes is faulty evasive action.
I hate to be morbid, but what about the top 5 factors that contribute to fatal crashes? Did somebody come up with that list?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yes. The top 5 contributing factors for fatal crashes are 1, under the influence of alcohol, 2, failed to control speed, 3, failed to drive in a single lane, 4, speeding over the limit, 5, faulty evasive action.
What about injury accidents?
Failure to control speed and driver inattention are the top 2 causes for all serious injury and non-injury crashes. For serious injuries, faulty evasive action was 3rd, failure to yield right-of-way while turning left was 4th, and failure to drive in a single lane was 5th. Following too closely, failure to yield right-of-way while turning left, failure to yield right-of-way at a stop sign are 3rd, 4th, and 5th contributing factors for injury crashes.
Each one of those has recurring factors like speed and right-of-way.
You know, in my neighborhood, there's a sign next to the stop sign that says, stopping is free. Rolling stops, $200.
I'm surprised cell phones and texting weren't mentioned.
Well, they were, but that falls under driver inattention.
Was road rage mentioned, and I missed it?
Let's talk about road rage. All drivers should be really cautious and not drive aggressively. That is, exhibiting road rage, or what we used to call aggressive driving. You never really know who's in the car behind you or in front of you, or if they have weapons.
Well, I'm thinking we should sell little signs for your car window that say, caution, Glock on board. Or I brake to reload.
Well, that might make it easier, but really, you never know. You may just be impatient, but the other driver may have had a bad day and is looking for just the right person to take it out on. And don't let it be you.
It really is easy to be distracted when you're trying to drive. It may sound frivolous to say a distracted driver is the cause of an accident, but how many times have you heard somebody say they were just changing a radio station or reaching over to pick something up that fell on the floor when they turned a corner?
That is really true. There are plenty of things that can take your mind off the road, inside and outside the car. It can really be simple things that split your focus.
I hate it when I have to drive somewhere and I'm really tired.
Me too, and you really shouldn't. If you're tired or if you've taken some medication that's made you drowsy, just get off the road. Sometimes you don't even realize how tired you are. Even a half hour, an hour rest can prevent a tragedy that you'll have to face the rest of your life.
I'm depressed now.
Well, don't be, because it's time for another game. This is the lightning round. And I'm going to start with Tony and ask him some questions. You answer until you miss, and then we'll move on to the next panelist. Are you ready?
Bring it.
Okay, here goes. Aggressive driving is now referred to as what?
Road rage.
Name a contributing factor for crashes.
Unsafe speed. Too fast or too slow.
Name another.
Driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
I would also accept it not yielding the right-of-way, lane changing, or faulty evasive action. Next question. Still for Tony. Deaths are up or down over this last year?
I think deaths are Down?
Nope, deaths are up.
Man.
Next question for Kathy. In Texas, one person is killed how often?
I wrote this down because it was shocking. Every 2 hours and 35 minutes.
Hey, I didn't know we could take notes. Not fair.
Kathy, name a distraction that causes a driver to have a wreck.
Let's see, kids being noisy, changing the radio, popping in a new CD.
That's right, but only needed one. Now, how about this? Can you get a ticket for driving the speed limit?
I think so, if the streets were icy or something else unsafe.
How many days in Texas did we have last year on which not a single person died from a car wreck?
And that would be 0. Zip. Nada.
Do more crashes occur in rural or urban areas of Texas?
Oh, urban, I would think.
Nope, the correct answer is rural.
Oh, kills my winning streak.
Judy's turn.
Oh, I won't know any of them. I want to skip my turn.
Oh, come on, you'll know some of them. All right, how about this one? In Texas, one person gets injured how often?
Kathy, did you write this down?
Yes, every 2 minutes, 17 seconds.
Every 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Every age group saw a decline in fatalities except which group?
Oh, I think 21 to 73-year-olds.
Good. What does ESC stand for in terms of automobile equipment?
Escape? Oh, no, wait. Electronic Stability Control.
Hey, you're doing fine.
Beginner's luck.
And Kathy's nose.
Yeah, well.
How often is a crash reported?
Oh, man, I don't remember. Oh, wait, yes, I do. 75 seconds.
Very good. Now, all panelists, on what day of the week do most alcohol-related crashes occur?
Sunday morning from 2 a.m. to 2:59 a.m.
And 52% of motorcyclists killed were not wearing
Good underwear.
Hey, you guys rehearsed that.
Helmet.
Helmets it is. Okay, listeners, believe it or not, you finished another chapter. We'll see you on the next chapter.